Promotional consideration paid for by the following. Yo Joe Outlet, your only source for G.I. Joe weapons and vehicle accessories. Don't have that incomplete Joe any longer. Connect with Yo Joe Outlet Center and complete that figure for an awesome price. Go check them out on eBay at Yo Joe Outlet Center and Facebook Yo Joe Outlet. Guys, you know I love a good horror movie. And what is the point of a horror movie? It's to scare you. The Fear Footage Part 1 and Part 2 accomplished that exactly. It scared me. It made me jump. And I'm not embarrassed to say, it made me shriek a few times, just like a little child. Guys, go check out thefearfootage.com. If you like found footage movies, forget that. If you like horror movies in general, if you like to be scared, if you like to pull the blanket up over your eyes, go check out The Fear Footage 1 and 2. Order it directly from thefearfootage.com. Blu-rays on sale, or go check them out on Amazon, The Fear Footage. What is up, guys? Jason up of the New 80s Revolution down here in the cave. The isolation cave, the work-from-home cave, the COVID cave, the quarantine cave, the nerd cave. I've heard it called the toy cave. We're just down here in the cave. And we are continuing on with our LJN Revisited series. And we are now talking about the thumb wrestlers. Out of the 8-inch figures, out of the stretch wrestlers, out of the bendies, the thumb wrestlers are my second to least favorite. The stretch wrestlers are deplorable. From a collector's standpoint, the boxes are beautiful and look great on shelves. The figures themselves are just pointless. And the thumb wrestlers are, I kind of feel the same about the thumb wrestlers, but not that extreme. Honestly, as I've been sitting down here in quarantine and working from home, I've actually been grabbing the thumb wrestlers off the shelf a little bit and just goofing around with them. And they are actually, this is going to sound strange, but they are actually not that bad for play. And I don't mean as a thumb match. I just mean, you know, grabbing them and throwing a few punches and doing a suplex, and you know, they're pretty cool. So we're gonna look at those today. And last time I did the thumb wrestlers 3 years ago, I had zero editing knowledge and ability, so I wasn't even able to like show you the figures that are out there that I don't have. But we can do that, so we're gonna do that today too. Before that, lots of fun stuff happening around here. Lots of fun stuff happening around the cave. For the fans of the Collecting is Half the Battle series on my channel, we have a mega haul to show off on the next episode of that. And I'm just waiting. So basically, we have probably completed 75% of the 1984 figure line in one haul. So, you know, my source, my dealer, my guy, hooked me up with a package, and we've got, like I said, 75-80% of the 1984 line knocked off already. Some complete, some aren't. But they will be complete by my friends at Yo Joe Outlet. So that is great. And then some fun little goodies that he threw in that package, as he always does. And then some fun little birthday presents that I got to open on my birthday. I've promised. My birthday is next Tuesday, May 26th. The New 80s Revolution turns 44 years old. So we'll open up those fun little packages. Just because I'm, you know, such an expert, I can tell what one is just by touching it and holding it. Don't know which one it is, but I know what it is. if that makes any sense. So we'll see when we open up the packages. So on, you know, but I said that I wouldn't do a 1984 episode until I completed 1983. And you know that we still need silver suited Grand Slam. And I am waiting any day now for a $107 deposit from YouTube. And once I do, I will jump on eBay and grab the Grand Slam figure because he's pricey, and I probably could end up paying the whole $100 for a silver Grand Slam figure, which is crazy, but it's YouTube's money, so I'm okay with it. So that's coming. The whole 84 line is almost done. What else is going on? I don't know. That's it. We'll have a birthday haul video from the stuff that I get from my family. I'll show off some of the goods that I got for my birthday, and we'll just keep rolling. I think we're gonna do a house tour soon, because I've been seeing those all over the YouTube lately with people quarantined. For some reason, people are doing house tours, and they're like showing you their whole house as if you're interested. And I've seen people even show off like what's in my fridge and what's in my cupboards in my kitchen. And as lame as that is, I'm going to do it too. So, you know, whenever, some late at night when the family is sleeping, I'll bring you upstairs and show you the whole house. I don't know, why not? Time to kill, right? Okay, so on to the LJN thumb wrestlers. These are all pretty much released in 85 and 86. And, you know, just another way to capitalize on the immense popularity of the LJN Wrestling Superstars line and the immense popularity of wrestling. And so the idea is great. The concept is great. I'm sure they sold very well. I had them as a kid. I had some as a kid. To me, if you were into like the 8-inch standard wrestling figures and you were all caught up in your figure federation and you were a kid and not a collector, you really had no use for the thumb wrestlers. I mean, you know, I guess if you wanted to actually thumb wrestle with them, but really how long can that last? But I have heard some stories of some friends of the channel who played with the thumb wrestlers and who had fun with them. And I can actually see that now, looking at them and goofing around with them as an adult. I can kind of see why they were playable. They're absolutely playable. They're good figures. I actually, you know, they're growing on me a little bit more, and I'd like to complete the line, because as you will see, I have not completed the line, and I'm going to show you what I need. I'm going to show you the figures that I am still going after. So let's do it. Let's take a look. Of course, we'll take a look at the classic, the OG, the original, the Hulkster. We have the Hulk Hogan thumb wrestler. Now, the thumb wrestler deal, they all had, you know, this massive wound in their back, and you would actually, I was going to say penetrate, but I'm not going to say that. I'm not going to say penetrate. You would put your thumb in there, and you would play. You know, you'd probably have a friend, I assume, and your friend would have the thumb wrestler, and you'd do the 1, 2, 3 pin kind of thing that, you know, thumb wrestling I never understood. But I think it's on ESPN 8, the Ocho. I think the thumb wrestling tournament is on. But this is the Hulkster, you know, and again, you put your thumb in and play. Why do people have to dirty this up so much? But anyway, there he is, the Hulkster, your basic Hulk Hogan thumb wrestler. These are all the same body type, all the same everything. Hulkster's nemesis, one of his nemesises is Big John Studd thumb wrestler, all with the 1985 Titan Sports LJN markings on the back. There's our Big John Studd. So again, now that I've showed you 2 figures, Ooh, Big John Stud's hole is a little more snug. I can't get my thumb entirely into the Big John Stud. Hogan's a little looser. I can thumb him a little. All right, so basically you I guess you wrestle. I think you're supposed to hold on to your partner there and do the thumb thing. But they're actually really good, flexible little figures that you could mess around with and have some fun little matches with. They never made a thumb wrestler's ring, which, you know, I'm surprised that they didn't. And if I had gotten the interview with the former LJN employee who was on the Toys That Made Us, if I had any kind of motivation and pursued that, I would have asked, hey, where's the thumb wrestler's ring? You know, maybe like a, I don't know. I've seen a generic thumb wrestler's ring where you actually thumb wrestle, and then there's this kind of like, I don't know, maybe you put your hand through the ring or something. But I'm surprised that they didn't make a little ring for these guys. Kind of like the muscle figure ring. If you remember that, you sit the two guys on the post and you clash them together, kind of a rock'em sock'em robots type of concept. Maybe you could have done that with the thumb wrestlers, you know, put them on a little peg and anyway. I don't know. But there's your Hogan and Big John Stud thumbsters. And then we've got the Iranian Sheik thumb wrestler. There he is, the Iron Sheik. And these are all molded or modeled off of the LJN 8-inch outfit. So it's basically a thumb wrestler replica of the actual 8-inch figure. So you've got your Iron Sheik. He's got his little pointy boots. We've got Iron Sheik's tag team partner, Nikolai Volkov. Great little figure. Again, just a miniature version of the LJN figure. So here's your former WWF Tag Team Champions, the Sheik and Volkov. We've got a very clean, a very nice-looking Randy Savage thumb wrestler. My favorite thumb wrestler, if you will. This is a great-looking little figure. We've got another great-looking figure. Because he's like one of the only ones with a full outfit. Hillbilly Jim. Again, perfect replica of the LJN figure. Great little replica, hat, overalls, perfect. Perfect little LJN Hillbilly Jim thumbster. We've got Roddy Piper. And apparently there is a brown boot thumb wrestler version of Roddy Piper, which is just absurd. But this is the one that I think is the least impressive. I think they could have probably done a little bit more detail with the hot rod shirt. I mean, if they can go all out with Hillbilly Jim, we probably could have given Roddy Piper a little bit more detail. Maybe a ring collar around his neck and arms, and maybe outlined the hot rod a little better. But you know, it's a thumb wrestler. Fine little product. We've got the Junkyard Dog thumbster. This is not an exact replica of the LJN. The LJN has pants. The LJN has thump or JYD written on the pants. This has none of that. This has trunks, which was strange because the dog never wore trunks. So I don't know what they were doing here. I don't know what they were thinking. Can't be a cost-cutting move because they didn't skimp out on the Hillbilly Jim. Why didn't we give JYD some pants? I don't know. We have another very plain little figure, the Paul Orndorff thumb wrestler. He is marked 1986. So indeed, these were 1985 and 1986. There you go. So, before we take a look at the ones I don't have, I wanted to show you an example of the carding. These are very nice looking little cards. I really like these, and if I could figure out all the combinations that these were released in, and Wikipedia does a fairly decent job of that. There's so many. So these were released as 2-packs, right? And so basically they made several combinations of 2-packs. So we've got Hogan and Nikolai, but we really have Hogan with Stud, Hogan with Sheik, Hogan with Bundy, which we'll get into in a minute, Hogan with Nikolai, Hogan with Savage, and Hogan with Jake the Snake, which we'll get into in a minute, and Hogan with Roddy Piper. Now, I was under the impression that Jake the Snake and King Kong Bundy were only released together. So I don't know how accurate Hulk Hogan versus Jake the Snake Roberts 2-pack is. I'd have to look it up and see if that is an actual real thing. But there's a lot of weird little combinations, so it would take a while to get every single Thumb Wrestler 2-pack. And I don't think I've ever seen a carded Jake and Bundy. And if I do, they're $500, $600, $700 stupid dollars, which, you know, I'm just not going to do. But good little package. Good little package. You got the back there. And what's really, really, really interesting is if you take a close look at the prototypes on the back of the package, it looks like the arms of Hogan and Sheik are movable. You see that? Right there. It looks like the arms are movable. So I assume that some of the early prototypes might have had some movable arms. Or it's just the look of the picture and the arms aren't movable. They're just, you know, you can see the clear separation there between the shoulder and the arm. So maybe they weren't movable. Maybe it just looked that way. Back of the package is just classic. There's your prototype Hillbilly Jim and your prototype Ricky Steamboat. Black shirt on Hillbilly and red, classic red and black on Steamboat. And so yeah, you know, the great little set. I enjoy the Thumb Wrestlers, and I enjoy them especially on package because they're not as bulky as the LJN 8-inch figure packages. They're nice and compact. So they sit nicely on a shelf, nicely displayed, and lots of fun little combinations that you can get the 2-packs of. So now for a couple of interesting tidbits. The figures that I don't have from this line, I need 3 to complete this line. I need a Ricky Steamboat, as you can see here. And I need the very elusive, I don't like saying rare, but very pricey King Kong Bundy Thumb Wrestler. And the equally pricey Jake the Snake Roberts Thumb Wrestler. Again, as you can see here. Those 2 figures are about $120 a piece. And I have not pursued them because as much as it seems that I throw around money on toys, the Thumb Wrestlers have never had any value to me monetarily. I mean, these are... Obviously, eBay and the LJN figure groups on Facebook will disagree, but these are like $2 figures to me. Always have been, always will be in my mind, a $2 figure. Okay, so it's really difficult for me to spend $120 on a King Kong Bundy and $120 on a Jake Roberts when, regardless of how rare they are, I still consider them $2 figures. So I may never get those 2 because I can't get past the price for them. I can get past the price. I can't get past the value. I've spent $120 on a toy before, but I can't get past the value. I just don't value them that high. So now, were there prototypes? Were there LJN Thumb Wrestler prototypes? Well, let's take a look. Let's see, and I will look them up for you if they do. There were some prototypes of some Bendys that we'll show you later on. I probably should have done this before. Yeah, there are LJN thumb wrestler prototypes. So take a look. Take a look at what we got here, guys. Isn't that magical? Look at that picture and tell me what you see. You see a Magnificent Morocco prototype. You see a George the Animal Steel prototype. You see a Paul Orndorff in blue trunks that I actually believe is Tito Santana, but I could be wrong. You see a Terry Funk prototype, which looks amazing. And you see an Andre the Giant prototype. And you see a Corporal Kirshner prototype. So they were out there. I don't know why the line stopped. But the prototypes are pretty awesome to look at. And wait till we get to the Bendy prototypes. You're really going to enjoy those too. Because those were... I'm a really huge fan of the Bendy line. I really, really like them. And when we do go through those, I'm going to talk about what if the Bendy line was the LJN line. It was the original plan. Would we have enjoyed them as much? Would they have been as special to us? I think so. But we'll talk about that on the next episode. So that's it. That's the Thumbsters. You saw the prototypes. You saw the figures that I need. And if you happen to have any of the figures that I need, let me know. I'll buy them from you. Ricky Steamboat, King Kong Bundy, and Jake the Snake. Let me know if you have them. And I'll send you some money. Thanks for hanging out with me. Until next time. Good night now.